Good morning, everyone. Right now on Moreau, it's 7:34 a.m. on Sunday, June 16th, 2024. Now for today's announcements. Today, we have a visitor staying at the campsite. I hope our guest is able to see what it is that makes Moreau such a special place. That's all for now. I hope you all enjoy the loveliest of lovely days. What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Animal Crossing New Horizons. In the last episode, we got a new room on our house, which it's just the back room, I believe, and got additional storage space for that. We also celebrated the new campsite that we managed to construct in the previous episode, as well as some other things that Tom Nook set us about doing. And we took the time to actually beautify the island a little bit, mainly taking care of exterior-related things. I mostly focused on my own yard here, which, I mean, none of this was up before except for this garden faucet right here, but decided to give myself a fence line, put down a couple furniture items, and overall just sort of beautify the place. Today, before we take care of that campsite visitor that Isabel mentioned at the top of the episode, we are going to talk about something that I've been neglecting for a while. Well, not neglecting, but I've been kind of holding off for a good opportunity to talk about this, and that is flower crossbreeding. So, flower crossbreeding is a very simple thing, but it's very necessary if you want to get certain colors of certain flower types all over your island. There are three basic color types for each flower species. So like roses, for instance, have red, white, and yellow. Tulips are also red, white, and yellow. In fact, I believe red, white, and yellow is the basic color options for every single flower type except for windflowers, which are red, white, and orange. But other than that, everything else, it pretty much starts as red, white, and yellow, and you have to figure out the many different combinations to crossbreed up to specific colors that you want. Now, we're going to talk about and also there's a butterfly over there that I very much want. But we're going to talk about two different types of flowers today. We're going to mainly just focus on the tulips and it's over there. I'm not hurting it over that much. Two types of flowers we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about roses. We're going to talk about tulips. We do have cosmos on the island, but I haven't put them together at all. We're just going to go over these two in particular as sort of an introduction to the idea. I'm not actually going to be doing a whole lot of crossbreeding just yet. I'm going to do some as a demonstration, but obviously I can't show the results because it takes days for those to come to fruition. So, notice how over here I've kind of just got tulips and roses all sort of just planted in a mess. There's not really any rhyme or reason. This is not how you crossbreed. This is how you just get a whole lot of the exact same stuff. You don't want to do things like that at all. What you want to do is actually set something up that's more like how these roses are planted here, except we're going to make some changes to that. So, I have exactly 4 red roses at the moment, and I'm going to need to make some different combinations. Now, like I said, every single flower has different ways you're going to work on things. So tulips, for instance, which was our first flower that we set about making, you notice we've already got ourselves a black tulip here. This is gotten by putting 2 red flowers together and then watering the ground next to them. I'm just going to ignore that balloon. You can also get pink tulips, which are by putting red and white together, which we have over that way. And then you can get orange by doing red and yellow. Pretty simple color combinations. However, there is one type of tulip that is actually a lot more complicated to get, and this is the purple tulip. Now, purple tulips can only be gotten by putting 2 orange tulips together, which you obviously have to crossbreed out of red and yellow. So it's kind of an additional step. And that's how a lot of these like really high-end flowers operate. Some other good examples are like blue roses and purple pansies and purple hyacinths. A lot of these like those sorts of colors, the blue and the purples, and even in some cases green and gold, those are gotten through much more advanced methods. So we're going to start with the roses today, but we're going to do something very simple here. Now, red roses by themselves actually do crossbreed into certain colors. 2 reds together can either make black or pink. Now, black is probably the desired one when it comes to reds, just because it is the only way to get black roses. But pink roses can be gotten through many different means, and 2 reds is not the only way to do it. Another way to do this is with red and whites. So, for instance, I'm actually going to go on over here, and what I want to do... I do want that butterfly right there, because I've actually never caught that one before. Let's see if we can get it without it going across the way. There you are. Okay. We wanted to catch that. That is an emperor butterfly. I will happily take that. Thank you. Anyway, so what you want to do to set your flowers up in a way that makes sense is you want to make sure that they're at least touching one another. So notice how the corners of these flowers, or at least their squares, are all touching together. This means that they will successfully crossbreed. However, what I also want to do is I'm going to plant white roses over on this side. Now, I'm doing this specifically because I want to give myself the opportunity to make both pink and black roses. But notice that I'm giving them some space apart so that the new crossbred flowers can actually form here. The problem with having your flowers all bunched up like they are over this way is the fact that there is no space for them to grow except for on the very perimeter of the square that you're making. So you need to keep that in mind. So let's put the white ones here. And actually, just to make things even easier, why don't we take the other white ones over this way and put them on this side of the reds. And that was one square too far. Let's try to readjust that. Then we can give ourselves space to make more tulip crossbreeds, actually. So let's do that. And then I'll take this white one as well. You actually want separation here. Now, also, keep in mind, you don't want to kick the dirt to close the hole back up when you're standing on top of flowers. Otherwise, you'll just pluck them. So make sure that you're actually using the shovel in that instance. So let's put all of these there. And there we go. Okay, now for the watering process. The watering can covers 6 squares. At least the upgraded watering can does. So it covers the square you're on, it covers the ones to your right and your left, and it covers the 3 directly in front of you. So if I stand right here and I want to water both of these whites and this red, I need to do it like this. Right, just like so. So do it again. And then if I want to, I can stand on top of this red, or I can just stand beside the whites. Either way, doesn't matter. Same thing. And there we go. And so you'll know that they're watered once you get the little sparkles that are coming off of them, telling you that that is successful and you are done for the day. Now, I talked about this before, but if you want to increase your chances of a successful crossbreed, because doing this only makes this a 25% chance that a successful crossbreed will happen the next day. On top of this, if you want to increase those chances, either have a friend water your plants for you, because I believe that doubles the chances, or have another villager do it, although that is much harder to manipulate as they tend to just kind of water whatever they want to. But it can happen at times. So let's continue making some changes here. So another one we can obviously make are obviously orange roses as well. So let's continue to finagle with that a little bit. So I'm going to take the yellow roses that are over here, or I guess I could pick up a tulip by accident. That was a mistake, but I will roll with it because, well, I do actually want to make orange tulips. So let's continue digging up these yellow roses like so. And I'm going to place these, I'm going to mess it up again with the tulips. I'm going to place the roses north and south of my red roses over there, again, just to kind of give myself additional combinations. Now, you obviously need to have a lot of space to work with this because you're literally only giving flowers every other space upon which to grow, so keep that in mind. If you ever need to plant a flower exactly where you want it, just stand on the square, and there it goes. It'll pop right back up. I'm going to move this one, actually, just like this. And I will continue to put red roses together here. Let me do that for now. And then let's actually head on over here. And now, let's do kind of the same thing we were doing. So the yellows cannot crossbreed with the whites when it comes to roses, but they are next to a red there. So that should be fine. Let's do it like that. And then we'll put the other 2 down here. Well, I do have a third, actually. So let's do it like that. But again, we're trying to spread this out as much as we possibly can just because we want to give them space for the successful crossbreeds to root. So let's do that now. And we'll water those yellows. There we go. And then a couple more. All right, so all of our roses are pretty much set up and ready to go. We have oranges possibly, blacks, and pinks that are all possible. The only ones that we still have yet to try to work on are purples. Well, actually, I could actually make purples happen. I just need to get the whites together. I forgot about that. Both whites do create purple. I can work on that a little bit later, or I can get more white roses a little bit later. But yeah, that's another possibility as well. The only ones we don't have immediate access to are blues, but blues are extremely complicated and one of the hardest crossbreeds to get in the entire game. That's going to take time. We'll get to those eventually. To put the long story short, the way you get blue roses is you need to get pink roses and then just your standard yellow roses, but these pink roses have to be the ones that are crossbred from purples and reds only. If you get pink roses by any other means, they will not work. They have to come from purple and red roses. So you get those pinks, you put them with a standard yellow, those will turn into reds, very special reds. You then need to put those two reds together, and that's how you get blues. So it's like a several step process before you're even able to do such a thing. So it's going to take time. Let's do this with these tulips here. I'm going to take this black tulip actually, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set it over by my garden faucet. And I can also show off another thing here as well while we do this. So let's stick that just kind of right there. Perfect. Okay, so that can stay there and kind of out of the way for the time being. And now let's keep these reds together because I would like to make more black tulips if possible. Tulips are not super complicated compared to something like roses, so I'm not really like too fussed about getting these ones done as immediately. Okay, so yes, we want to make reds and yellows into oranges, and oranges are the most important because those allow us to get to purples. So let's, with these actually, and I did not mean to do that, my bad, I am going to dig up this yellow one here, and the results of the crossbreeding don't take effect until the day rolls over, so if you move water ones and then move them around, you're fine. That's an okay thing to do. Can I get that butterfly now? I would actually like to. It's been taunting me this whole time, and it is actually pretty valuable, so let's do that. There we go. Okay, since all these, and this is why you also want to have flowers, is because it attracts really valuable bugs like that. Anyway, yeah, let's put the reds between the yellows like so. And then should I also work on the pink ones? I think I should. So let's put you there. Maybe we could do pinks after. Let's see. Actually, let's do it like this. Yeah. Let's spread you out a little bit more, and that way we can increase our chances. Personally, this right here is exactly how I want to have it, ideally. Like, I've got it in a grid pattern over here, but it's not the cleanest because the reason I like it, I like having a set of 3 here and a set of 3 here, is it means I only have to water these twice to get the exact result I want. If I were to put another row of flowers above that red, for instance, then I have to water it a third time, and it's not the most uniform thing in the world. So this kind of shape right here, this sort of arrow chevron shape, is like my favorite when it comes to how I want these flowers to all sit. So these are already watered, right? Or did I not get this red one here? I may not have gotten this one. So let's just do that. Perfect. Okay, and now, while we have those growing, let's grab a couple of white ones over here, and we'll take them over for a slight possibility at some pink roses, and we'll kind of work around the tree here. In fact, do I still have oranges on me? I do. I'm actually going to dig up that tree really quickly and move that. And then you'll more or less get to see exactly how I want these things to be sort of laid out. So let's do that. Oh, yeah, there's another red right there. I didn't even realize that. Let me dig you up really quickly. Perfect. Okay, and now let's put the white one here. And then another white one here. Notice I'm also putting it next to this other red one, which is going to, again, further increase its opportunity to grow into other things. And then for good measure, we'll throw another red there. Okay, cool. So now, pull out the watering can one more time, and let's get these 3 in particular. There we go. All right, that is a whole bunch of crossbreeds set up. We can get black tulips out of this. We can get pink tulips out of this. We can get orange tulips out of this, which are going to be necessary for making purple tulips. Over here on our roses, we got orange roses in the works. We got pink roses in the works. We got black roses in the works. And I believe we are just a couple white roses away from being able to get purple roses in the works. So, yeah, that pretty much sums up how crossbreeding works. You just have to make sure that you manage these every single day, check in on them, move flowers around when they're done, by the way. So, like, if I get an orange one right here, I'm going to want to immediately dig that up and relocate it as fast as I possibly can because I want to give it more opportunities to grow those same roses in the same spots. And you also don't want to let this all get too out of control. Obviously, another thing to watch out for is rain, as rain can automatically water your flowers and therefore cause them to crossbreed, so that's something else to keep in mind. All right, last thing I want to show off, though, because, you know, sometimes it's nice to have flowers for the sake of just aesthetic purposes, and you're probably going, well, how do I keep those flowers from spreading if things like rain can automatically cause that? Well, going to go into my patterns right here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to change my color to transparent, and I'm going to go with the biggest brush size here. And this is all I'm going to do, is I'm just going to set the square here, and we're just going to go all the way across like this, because the default pattern is white with, it's sort of a grid pattern here. Now, this pattern is going to be really, really important for various things in the game, not just what I'm about to show, but it is something you're going to want to make sure that you have on hand at all times, because it's not only good for decorating, it's also good for convenience's sake for a lot of things. Sometimes, you know, you can block things off, whether it be trees growing or rocks sprouting in certain locations or flowers crossbreeding. All those sorts of things can be blocked if, let's say, it doesn't have room to go anywhere. Think to our coconut tree that wasn't growing a couple of episodes back. That's because it didn't have the space with which to work. Well, patterns on the ground count as spaces that are occupied. And so if you take a transparent pattern, for instance, as I finish that up right there, and we're going to literally call this one transparent, this will actually occupy a space without aesthetically changing anything. Now, the one downside to this is it can be a little iffy to know exactly where something is at if you've already put it down. But when in doubt, just, you know, hit the Y button the same way that you would pick something up. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go, I'm going to want to go right in front of this thing here. Not that this is going to matter too much because it's not next to any flowers, and then I can go into my patterns, go into my custom designs, and then say display on ground, and boom, it's right at my feet. And then just for good measure, to really keep it from going anywhere, I keep going into my pockets for some reason. Back into custom designs, display here. There is going to be, not here, sorry, on the ground. There is going to be an easier way to do this in future, but for right now, you'll notice you literally can't see anything. It's just the same grass that it always was, but now if this tulip wanted to grow, for instance, or let's say I had a row of these tulips, they would not be able to crossbreed because there's nowhere for them to go on an adjacent space. There's a fence there, there's a garden faucet here. This is all completely occupied, so that's how you would go about doing that, and if you're ever done with it, just wipe it off, and there you go. All right, that, I think, pretty much covers everything. Let's finally check our mail now. I'm sure that's been driving people crazy that I haven't been doing that. I finally got myself a new hat, so I'm going to definitely get that done. Also, the Happy Home Academy has sent me another gift. Oh, and this one is because of our rank. Okay, well, I will happily take that one. I believe this is going to be a plaque, if I'm not mistaken. So let's open that up. And it is. It's a pennant. HHA pennant. Let's actually put that on the ground right there. Is this the one that only the one we can hang? Never mind. I thought we could put this on the ground on like a stand or something. So we can hang that in our house. It's just the HHA symbol. So I guess that's pretty cool. I'll probably never use it, but I will take it. And I also got myself a lawnmower and a mesh cap, and I'm going to put this mesh cap on right away because I am so sick of wearing that plain cap. I hate the way it looks. There we go. This feels so much more summery now. Okay, so next on the docket, let's head on over to the campsite and let's say hello to whatever villager has shown up. I think we spent enough time on crossbreeding there, and I feel like that's more of a crash course than I ever really needed to give. All right, let me dig up this fossil first, and then we'll find out who's inside. There we go. All right, let's put no. Go away, hole. Go away, hole. All right, let's head on in. Let's see who this is. It's literally a random villager. Could be absolutely anybody. Nobody knows who it's going to be. I have no clue. It is... Leopold. Buongiorno. The name's Leopold. Glad to see I'm the first one using this campsite. And you live on this island, don't you? I figured. Yeah, I'm pretty good at reading people. I can even tell that you're really going to have you're really going to... The what? I didn't catch that last part. What's up? Lion Cub, this island is so great. What makes it so great? Well, I'm glad I asked myself. It's the fun in the sun, the weather in the wind, the local oranges, and the hula dancing scene. It almost kind of makes me think about moving here. Okay, so this is how this works with campsite villagers. You can play games with them. You can do various things, talk to them, have just interesting conversations and whatnot. But this is kind of the main conceit behind it all, is getting them to move here. And I'm going to say, move here. Well, I'm honored. An exclusive invitation to an exclusive island for celebrities and entourages. There's just one little thing. I'd hate for it to be so exclusive that it's just me. Can you go check with, the VIP manager of the whole island first, just so I know this is legit? Leave it to me. Guten Tag. My fate is in your hands. All right. Well, I think we're going to have to go and talk to Tom Nook then and see about getting Leopold to move in here. Because, yeah, how exactly are we going to do that when we don't have any home plots available? Well, let's get our vaulting pole out and let's go find out. Because I get the feeling this is exactly what Tom Nook wanted. And oh, look, another fossil. Let's, no, not the watering can. Grab that, thank you. So now I am going to be keeping the watering can in my inventory from here on out, in case that wasn't obvious, because we obviously have flowers to work on, so... oh, and let me also talk to you, Mabel, who I thought was only going to be here sometimes, but... Oh! You're here every day, and what is this? There's something I'd like to ask you today. Could I bend your ear for a bit? Sure, what's up? Oh, thank you. You see, I wanted to ask you about a location for the store that we're thinking of opening. Thanks to you, we've gained a lot of customers on this island who can't wait for me to come here peddling. So I've been talking with my sister about opening a proper store right here on this island. So today I came to chat with Tom Nook, and we had a great conversation. He was all like, we have some materials left over from building Nook's Granny. All that must be done then is to select an appropriate location, yes? Oh, and the perfect individual to help you find the location would be Levi. Yes, yes. I love how she imitated his laugh perfectly. So I figured I'd just keep doing the traveler peddling thing until I ran into you again, and that's now. Oh, geez, I've been rambling on and on, haven't I? Sorry, I'm pretty excited about all this. Anyway, my sister and I would feel better opening the shop with the help of someone Tom would trust. So how about it, Levi? I can do that. Seriously? Oh, you're a total lifesaver. All right, then let me give you this Taylor's construction kit. Holy crap, today has suddenly got a whole lot busier. Just set it up in whatever spot makes sense to you, and that's where we'll have our shop built. All right, well... this already brings up one of my dilemmas that I've been having in this game, is the fact that everything is starting to get pretty cramped here. But given that we're getting pretty darn close to being able to actually start moving things around, I'm just going to go with something not super creative to start off here. I'm not going to just plop it in a stupid location. No, that would be a jerk move. In fact, I'm actually going to put it right here next to Nook's Cranny as I move this tree here. So let's do that really quickly. Starting to accrue a little stock of trees. So let's do that, and we're going to try to make this as adjacent as possible. But let's put the Taylor construction kit here. Nope, I need to go up one more spot. So let's go right about there. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that is absolutely perfect. This is the spot. And there we go. All right. So we're going to actually get a permanent clothing shop. That's going to be a huge deal. And I left just a little bit of space between these two, which is absolutely perfect. Agnes, you are like downtown living right now. Very happy for you. All right, let's talk to you again, Mabel. Hey, you found a spot for the shop. Thanks so much, Levi. Once we're all set up and everything, I hope you'll swing by and support my sister and me. I will absolutely do that because I really could use some more clothes. What's on sale? Speaking of... we got, a sports tank. Okay, I will buy that. Oh my gosh, that dress underneath is freaking adorable. I would not put that on my character, but wow. That, I almost want to give that to like a villager or something. Jeez. And we got water sandals, paisley bandana, not really anything else that I want. We got some sweatpants. I think I'll just leave those be. All right, let's head on into resident services, especially now that it's 8 o'clock, which I believe Nook's Cranny just opened up now. And let's go talk to Tom about our campsite villager. So, excuse me, sir. We need to have a conversation here, and I'll check the Nook stop here in a minute. Levi, hello. Isabel mentioned it in today's broadcast, but today we have our first guest over at the campsite. If you have time, I've already done this, actually, so you don't have to worry about that. If you get an opening, try talking to him into moving to Moreau. He actually wants to live here. What? Really? You've done it, and so quickly. And this means we have no time to waste. Our next course of action will be building a new home. Now, Levi, since you closed the deal with our visitor, you should be the one to pick the location for a new home. Leave it to me. Thank you, Levi. I knew you'd agree to it. You'll need a housing kit to set aside a plot for their home, so I'll give you that now. It's in with your belongings now, so find a good spot for a home and then come back to see me. Well then, off you go. All right, let's get that done. I should also probably bring up something. It's Sunday. What happens on Sunday? Do you remember from last week? Yes, we are definitely going to keep an eye out for Daisy May, as she is going to be around selling turnips again, and I do want to talk to her. First things first, let's go into Nook shopping here. Let's see, we got a camping cot. It's the same color as the one before. Outdoor air conditioner. Forest Life. That, I think, is the theme song to Animal Crossing for the GameCube. So I'm actually going to order that one, even though I don't want to spend too much money here. And I'm also going to buy the outdoor air conditioner. Cool, cool, cool. So what I want to do is I want to track down my money tree first, and then I'm going to put as much money as I can into buying turnips, like all of it. And if we can get a good turnaround on this, obviously that's going to be awesome because we do have an incline we're working on as well as a house payment, although the house payment is kind of my last priority at the moment in case that wasn't immediately obvious. All right, let's find a spot for our boy here, and there's two spots in particular that make the most sense. One of them is like right here, which I don't know how much I like that one, actually, just because it's a little bit too crowded. I mean, it puts him in proximity to Apple and Marina a little bit, but at the same time, I don't want to isolate him too much, but it makes so much more sense to then put a house over this way. But again, we're getting to a point like here really, really soon where we are going to have a lot more options to actually change things up and decide a bit more on where we want to actually put people. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab these oranges here. I'm going to eat all 4 of them. Okay? Well, all 4 that we have now. I didn't mean to do that. Gosh dang it. I'm going to eat all 3 of the ones that just dropped and the one that I already had in my pockets. Excuse me. All right, so eat those. And then once we get all that, we are obviously going to do some more tree digging as I continue to fill up my pockets with all sorts of nonsense. And there we go. All right, so let's dig up. I think we're going to go with these 3 here. And then probably the orange tree that I just shook. I don't know. Maybe this will be enough right here. But just in case, because I don't want to mess with that tree there. That's a money tree, if I'm not mistaken. A money tree or a pear tree? I actually don't know which. Let's see. All right, can we put it right here? Yeah, okay. Let's definitely get rid of that last tree then. Like, it isn't going to get rid of it, but it's going to be very much in the way between the house and the incline, and I would like to sort of clear this space up a little bit. So about right there. No, let's go 1 over to the right, please. How about this? There we go. Yes, please. This is the spot. All right. And this is going to be Leopold's new home. So there we go. We get to see that right there. This spot is reserved for Leopold. And onward we go. Okay, let me bury a few of these trees just because I really need to get some space out of back from in my pockets. So I'm going to put one there. I think I'll put an orange tree right here in Marina's yard. So there we go. And then as far as the pear tree is concerned, I think I'm actually going to put one of them back. But now that there is space again, I can plant that with a little bit more efficiency. And anything over here, maybe we'll put one in Apple's backyard. I like that spot better. Yeah, that's much more apt. And plant a hardwood tree. Okay, cool. I also think the money tree is the one that's like right across the way. So let's go and see if we can track that down. If it's not, it actually might be up top somewhere. Ooh. It's around here somewhere. I know that. I'm going to see if I can find this thing. Oh, hello. Hold on. I found it. And there's also this. I picked up a lost item. I should probably try to reunite it with its owner. Okay, we'll talk about this in a second. So let's shake this really quickly. Get ourselves all of that money. And then, like I said, we're going to have to look for a new gold spot to plant those. But we obviously still don't even know where Daisy May is at, per se. We'll have to just keep looking around the island until we run into her. She could honestly be anywhere. She could even be up on the cliffs, but just keep running around until we find her. We also got our message in a bottle. So let's take that. And we got ourselves a wooden mini table. All right, cool. That's definitely one I'm happy to learn. Anything new is good. I just kind of get really annoyed when you get a lot of the accessory ones. Hey, Apple, what's up? I'll stand up, cheekers. Yeah, please do, because I need to talk to you. So what is it again? You dropped this? I don't know. Let me see. So this is how this generally works. Lost item is pretty simple. You are going to have 1 or 2 chances to figure out who the item belongs to. If it's Apple's, she'll just take it and give us a gift. If it's not, tote's not mine. It kind of strikes me like an Agnes deal might be worth a shot. Okay, so if it's not the villager you talked to the first time, it is definitely the villager that they tell you about. So if we head on over to Agnes, we should just be able to give it to her straight away, assuming she's awake, actually, because I think sisterly villagers wake up a little bit later, so she honestly might be asleep right now. But you give that to them, and they will actually give you a reward for it. So something to keep in mind. Okay, let's plant another tree right about here. So continue to get my pocket space back. Perfect. And then how about one more like right there? That's probably good. Not the cedar. Cedars go up top. There. Okay. Let's head on over this way. And let's see. Where are you, Agnes? Are you home? Are you awake? You're probably... Oh, the blinds are drawn, so she's definitely asleep. Yep. Okay, so we're probably going to have to wait another hour before I can do that, which means that it's probably going to be something I do between episodes. So let's just dig up our 1,000 bells. Let's take out 10,000 and put those in the spot. And we'll just kind of hold on to that lost item for a while. Okay, perfect. At least that one's pretty close to home. So you have 80,000 bells with which to trade with Daisy May, but I'm also not seeing her around. I wonder if there is, like, for whatever reason, a possibility she's not here. I mean, I don't think there should be. Like, even, because generally, even if you have, like, somebody in the plaza, like Mabel, for instance, Daisy May is still supposed to show up. But I don't know, maybe that's just because, well, also generally, you don't have anyone in the plaza on Sundays, literally ever, under any circumstances. Mabel is a lone exception just because, you know, she's obviously plot important, and the other ones generally aren't. They're a lot more optional. All right, let me see. Can I track her down, possibly? I would really like to actually buy turnips this week, because I do need the money, but if it's not possible, well, then it's not possible, and then we're kind of screwed. But this island is such a pain to get across. Let's see. Let's go down here. I thought I heard footsteps. Maybe I'm crazy. I am definitely crazy. I don't think she's over here. Is she really nowhere to be found? She honestly might not be anywhere to be found, because she's always here in the mornings. She's here, I believe, from 6 to 12. But it looks like we're not going to... Oh, I guess I haven't checked up here yet. I could do that. Hold on a second. Oh my gosh, there you are. And you're actually in a really obvious spot, too. What the heck? How did I not see you over here? Hello, Daisy May. Good morning. You here to start your Sunday off with some fresh turnips? I got some turnips plenty, fresh from South Jones Stock Market. Want to buy them for 95 bells each? I would love to, actually. Great. How many should I put you down for? They're 95 bells each, but we sell in bundles of 10. You should put me down for the max, which is, yeah, pretty much all I can hold. 840 turnips comes to 79,800 bells. Sound okay to you? Yeah, I'll buy them. Thank you kindly. And there we go. All right, so we're going to get like 8 stacks of, or I guess a total of 9 stacks of turnips for this. Turnips, watch them rise, try to earn a nice surprise. And there we go. All right, so we are all full up on turnips. I'll actually try to round this stack out a little bit more before day's end. I'm going to get more money from various things. But what I'm going to do with these turnips is very simple. All I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take them over here to the beach, just so that they don't take up inventory space. And we're just going to drop them all right here. And like I said, we're going to have to check the stock market throughout the week and see if we can't get ourselves a good price here. But I'll be sure to put those down on, put those down and try to actually see if I can calculate and figure out what the heck we're going to get out of those. But yeah, we do need more money. This is a big thing we're going to need. But luckily, we're not going to be looking at the price every single day this week this time for reasons that will become apparent a little bit later. All right, let's head into resident services now. And let's talk to Tom. Levi, hello. Well, did you find a place for us to build a new home? Of course. Fine news indeed. We don't want to keep our customer waiting, so I'll proceed with construction at supersonic speed. We want our new island friends to start their lives here as quickly as possible, after all. This has got me thinking. We can't predict when someone will want to move here, but scrambling to secure a plot only when the need arises is much too haphazard a way of doing business. Ah, yes, of course. As part of improving infrastructure, we'll set aside plots in advance and put them up for sale. I'll have to charge a small processing fee, but if we get a buyer who moves in, I'll give you miles as a reward. Levi, I do hope I can count on your help again. Well, why don't we do that then? So let's talk to him one more time, and let's talk infrastructure. Okay, so let's sell some land. You'll help prep some land for a future home. I do have it. Oh, he has. Oh, I forgot he charges 10,000 bells for that. No, I'll pass for now. I'll have to do that a little bit later. But I would like to set up some more plots in the future just because, well, we have 4 more spaces after Leopold moves in. And there's going to be multiple ways of going about doing this. So obviously we can still go to Nook Miles Islands. And I do plan to do that here relatively soon. Even probably in the next episode, barring anything major happening. We'll have to see how things pan out once the Mabel's shop is set up and once Leopold moves in and all that, and see what Tom Nook wants to do after the fact. But also, obviously, I do want to work on one other thing, which is, of course, it has to do with the campsite. But did you know that eventually you will get the opportunity, and this is pretty obvious to most people, but you eventually get the opportunity to invite villagers via their amiibo cards and or other general amiibos to the campsite, and you can actually have them move in that way. Now, I have said before that I really want to focus on having a nice variety of personalities here, and we do have some that are still unchecked. Leopold himself is a Jock personality, which is actually the same as Rory, and given that they're both lions, there's actually a lot of overlap there, and I don't want to actually keep both of them, unfortunately. So that still leaves us with Smug, I believe it's Smug, Cranky, and Snooty that we still don't have representation for, and then we're going to still have 2 additional personalities. If, for instance, I had 2 Jock villagers that were completely different species, that would be one thing. But given that they're both... I literally got the only 2 Jock lions in the entire game. So, at the same time, which is, I think, highly unfortunate, but you really can't go back on whoever is your first campsite villager. You have to stick with them, unfortunately, which sucks. I mean, I guess you don't technically have to, but you literally can't advance the game unless you do let them in. And if you're going to just wait it out and see if another villager shows up to the campsite, I suppose that's an option. But it means you're not going to be making progress for another few days. So it's better to just get it over with and then try to maybe replace them later if you don't like that villager very much, which is actually not a very hard thing to do. Again, if you have access to any amiibos of any kind, or again, just use NFC tags, they're very easy to use. That is one way of actually getting that done. But ladies and gentlemen, well, actually, I guess we still have a little bit of time left in this episode. What do you say I drop everything off in... that I can, at least, in my... well, let's hit the museum first. We actually have a few things we can turn in here. And then I think I'll drop off everything in storage. And then I think what we'll do is we'll end... Do I want to go to a Nook Miles Island? No, I don't really, because I'd like to do that after we get a plot in place. Let's donate some stuff right now to start off. You also notice I do have a fish in my inventory that is... You've probably never seen before. I caught it between episodes. It is called a neon tetra. Not a super rare fish, but it is still one that I hadn't yet caught on this file, so got that. I don't generally go for the smaller fish, even though some of them are pretty valuable. I usually go for bigger fish. I think it's just a habit thing, because in the older Animal Crossing games, the bigger fish were almost always more valuable outside of, like, goldfish. So we got 1 new fossil out of that. Let's donate that, the Emperor Butterfly, and the Neon Tetra at the same time. And actually, I'm really curious. I want to see what the fossil exhibit looks like, because we've donated so many and we're starting to get so many duplicates that we got to be getting close to this thing being done. So why don't we take a look at this real fast? I mean, maybe we're not as close as I think, but oh, yes, we are not. That is a lot of empty spots. So we got at least 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in here. Oh boy. Yeah, not even close. We got a lot of work to do in that regard, but... hopefully we can get them in due time. Maybe I'm just getting really unlucky. We do have some completed fossils in here, I think, though. At least this one's really, really close. We're missing the head there. Do we have any completed ones at all? It doesn't really look like it. They've got to be getting close, but, I mean, there's some of them that are only 1, possibly 2 away, but... oh, yeah, no, we still got a lot of work left to do here in the fossil exhibit. And may I remind you, this is... okay, there is 1 completed one there in the back. Sorry. I just missed that guy all the way back there. But yeah, this is the easiest exhibit to finish by far, so we will get it done here relatively soon. But yeah, in a week and a half is maybe stretching it just a bit. Okay, so I feel like that's enough for now. Oh yeah, what am I doing? We should probably go check the shop and see if there's anything there. And I also do need to sell some things that I do have in my inventory as well, so might as well get that done. I don't think I'm going to sell the... well, I think I actually am going to sell the flowers that I have in my inventory because I don't really need them for anything at the moment. You really don't need too many flowers to get crossbreeding going, and a lot of the more generic ones, like, oh, what's up? You like reactions? Okay, what do we got? Oh, we got sneezing. Did you just sneeze on me? Rory, you suck. That's how freaking diseases get spread. That's messed up. I mean, okay, I learned sneezing, but golly, Rory, what the heck, dude? Get away from me. That's awful. You don't just run up to people and sneeze on them. That is incredibly bad etiquette. That's actually outright dangerous. A few years ago, if you had tried that crap, they would have honestly probably pressed charges. What is wrong with you? All right, welcome to Nook's Cranny. Hello, hello. That's a different color tape deck, if I'm not mistaken, but there's not really anything here that I necessarily want. Let's see what we can sell. We got our fossils here. Let's do that. Clumps of weeds. Let's sell that cedar tree. Yellow tulip plant. And we'll do the yellow rose. Also the purple emperor. I'll just sell all these like miscellaneous things. All right, how much am I going to get out of all these? 16,940. Not bad. I will take it. And again, I'll check the flooring and the wallpaper a little bit later off screen, but I think I'm good for now. Okay, yes, I think that's going to pretty much cover it today, guys. That is going to be it for this episode. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it very much. Next episode, we will see what Tom Nook has next for us in our quest to complete Project K, as this is sort of the last stretch for this tutorial phase of the game. Once we get past this part, we should be good to really start moving along across the days and the months, and hopefully we can get ourselves a full island and really start beautifying this place. So with all that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Really? Sneezing? Ugh. Just makes my nose stuffy thinking about it.